Welcome back to me babbling on about past D&D campaigns and other bullshit while we wander through a forest. Maybe. I don't know. What other random ass stories? Let's see. I could always tell the story of Death Tank and Father Horse. That was one of the last campaigns we did before everybody basically moved and scattered to the fucking winds. Death Tank and Father Horse. Which was also the first campaign that introduced one of Jeff's NPC characters, John B. Bumblefuck, Wagoneer, and Carpent. So, this was a desert camp. Well, okay, it wound up being a desert camp, being in a desert, is where we ended up going for this little campaign. But it started in a dwarven city, and me being the asshole that I was trying to invent things. And during our character generation for this one, we started at a slightly higher level.
Pretty impressive land skills.
And, so some people had more resources than others. We used some, it was a list of roll this, and these are events from your past, and, you know, they'll give you, you might start with items or wealth, or it may adjust your, you know, stat rolls or whatever, depending on what goes on. And, pretty much what it was the cleric in this one, the icy cock in this, we had in this iteration of the icy cock, the ironclad cleric of Hoopert, basically had, he ended up getting a +1 charisma during his character generation due to some, like, fairy or some shit blessing him when he was a child. So Jeff's explanation of that was, yeah, Pixie came on your face when you were a baby. So you get +1 charisma. But
let's do some fortune telling. Please pick one.
uh-oh.
Okay. Oh, this one's blank. That means your spirit is pure and clean, like this paper. Oh, thank you.
She's gullible. Way too gullible.
Yeah. So, well, one of the items he received during this whole little thing, it was just a box, and the only description for this box, you know, the event was basically this woman showed up and basically gave him this key, or no. Woman showed up and gave him a box and said, keep it hidden, keep it safe, and then she died right in front of him. And pretty much through some miraculous bullshit, I had a one-time use key that could unlock any lock in the world. I don't know how I got it. It was just part of the random character generation. So we made a deal that we split whatever the contents of this box was. 50-50. And anyway, we're in the dwarven thing. He started off because he was from some noble scion family, so he had money and shit. And he was, literally, he starts with money and stuff at a certain level, and the first thing he goes for is like, I want adamantium full plate. So we're waiting for that to get thing. We do our little deal where we open the box, and it just, the key melts, the box opens, and nothing happens. Well, while we're sleeping, I basically get interrupted by this, you know, I get taken to this place, there's a table, and this guy's like, you open the box, you get a wish, you know, you get a wish. And, you get one wish, whatever you want. So, and then as I'm thinking about this, because what I wanted to make is my goal for this character was to accumulate the resources necessary. I wanted basically a mobile, not really a mobile fortress. I wanted what was essentially an all-terrain cabin that had, you know, a water base, you know, a permanent create water basin in it, and, you know, create food thing. Basically, like a little mobile fortress, well, cabin we can go around in. With, you know, suitable defenses in case we ran across things, because I was a, you know, ever-enterprising sorcerer. And that's what they hated about me. It's like, I want to look for reagents, and all this other shit. And I want to make experimentations. So, as I'm thinking, it's like, a wish. If I word this really carefully, and then Jeff stops and he's like, Take heed. I will fuck you on this one. And I just looked at Jeff and was like, I know you will. And he's like, no, this is the guy talking in character. He's looking at you and he's saying, I will fuck you on this one. Be very careful. And, of course, everybody's at the table is telling me out of character, don't fucking do it. Just wish for, like, a magic weapon or, you know, gold or levels or experience. You just don't fucking do what we think you're going to do.
So this is the power.
Well, I worded things very, very carefully. He said, okay. And then I woke up. Am I even going in the right direction? I'm, like, getting lost, aren't I? I backtracked. I got turned around and backtracked during story time. So, well, the next day, the cleric's picking up his, you know, the cleric's picking up his armor after it's finished, and the doors to this little dwarven city or in the mountain, these great adamantium doors that open to the outside. Well, something hit the door and doors indented them, and then blew them down. And if you've ever played Super Mario 3, you know the wooden tanks?
Please, Edna!
I command thee.
Yeah. Think one of those motherfuckers just kind of bursting in with this huge fucking turret on it that in glowing, you know, fucking letters on the side, it just says Zestiria, which was my sorcerer's name, on the side of this giant fucking barrel. And it just blows into the fucking center of the city. And just, the arrow slots are just firing arrows, dropping dwarves left, right, and fucking... That's how I get turned around the fucking rocks. This is dropping dwarves left, right, and center. The main cannon just blows up fucking huge emplacements, and it's... My character's reaction was, my baby! And everybody else just kind of grabs me by the collar, and we all just haul ass out of there, and... Jeff explains, like, you have this linked vision with it. Whenever you close your eyes, you see from its perception. It's looking for you. It's like, does it feel hostile? It's like, you do not feel any malice. But that's all he says, it's like, you do not feel any malice. But just because you don't feel, you know, obviously, just because you don't feel any malice from something doesn't mean it isn't going to kill you. You know, especially if it's like just an animate thing, it doesn't really have emotions.
Ready, everyone?
So, we ended up fleeing into the desert while Death Tank slaughtered. We just came to call it Death Tank. So while Death Tank slaughters the dwarven settlement, we just continue on, like, half fleeing from it in our direction. Nobody's really happy with me at this point. And we get to the city, and my next little thing is just like, no, you're not making anything else. It's like, but that was just a wish. Come on. So what I wanted to do is one thing I always fucking try to do is we always get wagons. You know, always get your fucking wagons. Carry stuff around. Well, what the fuck was that?
Focus your efforts.
Do I have new moves?
Everyone okay?
Anyway, so yeah, we always get our wagons, and one thing I always like to do is I like to build a... I'm going back the way I came. I keep getting turned around because of story. I need to stop story time, because especially when I'm in a maze-like dungeon. But I like putting, not necessarily what you would call a full-size ballista, obviously, but I like basically making mini listas. You know, getting fucking thin, you know, a rather large, no normal sized person could effectively use kind of crossbow on a pivot with a chair behind it to sit behind the back up and behind the drivers under the covered part of the wagon. So when, you know, either Rando McMonster or Dumbass McBandit hops out and goes, you know, you get waylaid, it can be like, we're here to take your shit, or we're here to kill you, blah, 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 blah. You know, you basically come out and go, you open up with a big fucking ballista to the face. You know, shoot a bitch in the face with a fucking log. You know, well, a tree branch at least. Essentially. They're just, no, you're not doing that. You are banned from, you know, you're banned from creating shit. Well,
You can eat as much as...
we needed a way to get around the desert. Now, obviously, a wagon in the desert is kind of... So, this is where John B. Bumblefuck Wagoneer and Carpet comes in. We're looking for somebody, we wanted to get a wagon with basically a sled to go across the sand. A camel-drawn sled,
Wasn't worried for a
which we ended up calling the Dragon Wagon. So, we ended up meeting this guy, it's like, and to make these modifications, and this is where we met John B. Bumblefuck Wagoneer and Carpent. And he made us the Dragon Wagon. We also managed to get an arbalist off him. And basically, that's where the bitch be shooting logs thing from Schizo Quest came from. It wasn't necessarily, it's just, it was a higher torsion heavy crossbow that shot really big fucking bolts. And just wrecked. It did 3d10 damage. But it took 3 turns to reload. And it was very expensive ammo. And it was very expensive to buy, too. I ended up shooting a crazy desert hermit with it. That's just how shit went. Shit always... We got this. What'd you do with it? Well, there was a crazy desert hermit. He was just babbling nonsense running around. So it's like, I decided to shoot him with a fucking arbalist. Why? I was chaotic neutral. I thought he was a threat. And yes, I'm doing air quotes. You've been so much help. Please come back again, won't you? I'll introduce you to the rest of my squad, just like I promised. Huh? A lot of talking going on.
Hey there, Shepherd's Pie. As you can see, everything here's hunky-dory.
Thanks. I knew you could handle it.
How'd it go?
We managed.
Good to hear it. And I guess it's time for us to pack up and ship on out. The guards are trickling back onto duty, and we've got a new job lined up already.
Shall we take a break at the inn for a spell?
Sure.
Alright, let's go talk to... What? Mayor Gian said there are still more than 10 funerals to hold for plague victims. You might say it's all part of the healing process, but it doesn't make it any less painful to deal with. Now the grass is dried, it's easier for carts to move, and fresh green shoots are starting to spring up. Good news, huh, boys?
What's that?
What? Didn't I get this? Oh.
Look, Saray!
There are flowers blooming in the great tree.
Marland, the scholarly city of the holy great tree.
At the treetop bloom the fruits of knowledge and art.
As with these flowers, may the culture of education and art likewise blossom again.
Yeah.
How noble.
Oh, I hope I'm not allergic to knowledge.
It's probably just pollen.
Gracious, how long has it been since the sun shone like this, I wonder? The clouds and the plague have been swept away, and now we have bright blue skies above us. Ah. So... I got Hellion detection. Huh. I heard somebody mumble about armor. And once again, we get the rest of the inn. Pork and taters. Pork and taters. The f
Let's just take it easy for today.
Bad controller.
And tomorrow, we'll be leaving Marland?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Why?
What?
Why?
Huh?
Hey, Slash.
A seraph?
So you are with this one.
Why aren't you staying in Marland?
What is your problem?
Silence, brat! I'm asking the shepherd. Why are you throwing away the name you've earned for yourself from saving this town? Why throw yourself away like this?
We've done all we can here. And I have more to learn elsewhere. That's all.
How odd.
You too.
Who were they?
I don't know. But this means there are other humans who dwell with Seraphim besides me.
Though they're assassins.
Well, I say to hell with them. The more important issue is where we're headed next. Thought about it?
Someplace
I
with
have.
zombies?
The Roland's Empire.
Damn it.
Splendid idea. Hellions and ruins alike know no borders, after all. True.
I ate pork and potatoes!
Saray, let us give our respects to Rohan and the others.
Right. Good thinking.
We can give him our respects next video. Oh, hey.
We sure have had some fantastic weather lately. On that note, it's time to continue our skill lecture.
If people would shut the fuck up.
Today's lesson is about bonus skills. Aren't you ecstatic?
Sure.
You can probably enact a couple skills without even thinking too much about it. But from the combination of basic skills you use comes... wait for it. Bonus skills! But hullabaloo aside, the way it works is actually super simple. There are only 3 special rules. There's Stat, a bonus that activates when you equip the same skill multiple times. Lumping them together like that will give you a little extra boost. The effectiveness will vary based on how many of the same skill you stacked, but at the end of the day, it produces only 1 stack bonus.
So when you equip 4 of the same skills, the stack for the second or the third ones don't occur.
Next, when you equip all 5 skills belonging to the same group, you have a group union. For this one, you'll need to have collected all 5 skills of a specific column. The bonus skill will further enhance those skills' effects. And lastly, there are elemental unions, which trigger when you place skills of the same element next to each other. But... oops, out of time! See you again next week!
Seriously?
Okay, I'll see you again next video.